The Sandbox Video Podcast is brought to you by smartShift, the global leader in intelligent automation for SAP transformations.
Hello, and welcome to the Sandbox Video Podcast, Fireside Chat Edition. I'm your host, Joyce Kulhawick, and today I'm speaking with two business leaders who know a great deal about the global software company SAP, its ERP solutions, and the customers who are using them. During our conversation, we're going to discuss the current state of SAP's ERP market and how these two gentlemen and their companies are joining forces to make digital transformations better, faster, and easier for SAP's customers. And with that, let's meet our guests. First, we have David Lees, Chief Technology Officer at Basis Technologies. And David, welcome to the program. Where are you located today?
Thanks, Joyce. I'm in my home office here in Malaga in southern Spain.
Oh, that sounds lovely. And I understand you've lived there for a long time?
I've been here for about 5 years, originally from the UK.
Fantastic. Also, we have Arndt Hoffmann, Chief Customer Officer at smartShift. Hello again, Arndt, and welcome. Where do we find you today?
Hello, Joyce. Nice to meet you again here in this great show. And I'm actually doing what I love most. I'm visiting our great customers. And today I'm in the beautiful city of Copenhagen in Denmark.
Oh, I love Copenhagen. I am in Boston, snowy Boston, but I'm very eager to get this conversation, this chat started. So, David, let's begin with you. Tell us a bit about Basis Technologies.
Sure. So Basis as a company has been around for around 25 years. Our core purpose is to help customers make the most of their SAP investments. We have a platform that automates the time-consuming and risky activities that slow down SAP changes and tend to incur additional and unnecessary costs, rework, and risk.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for that. And Arndt, tell us about smartShift.
Well, a lot of commonalities here with our partner Basis Technologies. So since 2002, we are in the market, so a pretty long time. And since then, we are also helping our customers in the SAP space to actually accelerate and de-risk their SAP transformation and modernization programs. We are also doing that not with manual labor, but with an intelligent AI-based automation platform. And we are mostly working in the area of custom code and helping there in pretty much 3 areas with custom code transformation, with the dual maintenance, where we will talk a little more today, and also clean core analysis and realization. Pretty established, done more than 3,000 projects in this area, a lot of S/4HANA transformations lately. And we're also utilizing this intelligent automation to make these projects faster with less risks, and also give our customers the optionality to really modernize their strategic investments they have made over many years in their SAP system.
So it's clear that Basis and smartShift both work in the SAP ERP space. Let's talk about the market itself. David, you have written articles about this, and one titled The True State of S/4HANA, which sheds a lot of light on what's actually going on out there. Tell us about that and what it means for your business.
Sure. So S/4HANA has been around now for a number of years. I think it was launched back in about 2015 by SAP. During that time, they have been looking to help or assist their many customers moving from the old software platform, ECC, to the new S/4HANA solution. Over the course of the last few years, that adoption rate has been increasing, although you really need to kind of look under the covers to understand fully where we are currently. In my last blog a few months ago, the number of existing customers, 35,000, you can start to break that down into those customers that have licensed S4, those that have started their implementation, those that have gone live, and those that may be live but still have much more to do on their journey. So they may be live in one functional area. They may be live in one geographic region, but they may still have much work to do to complete their journey to fully migrate away from the ECC software to the S4 platform itself. Now, obviously, the journey for many customers can be a highly challenging one, especially those that are starting with a large amount of custom development within their solution. And equally, it can be a long journey. It can be many months and in many cases, many years to complete that journey. For us, we are looking to basically support customers on that journey, especially the larger, more complex customers that have large amounts of custom development, jointly with smartShift and their offering, and really looking to make sure that they can do that in as risk-free, efficient way as possible.
So you have really looked, behind the scenes of the numbers, and numbers we know on the surface can be deceiving. Help us understand the holdup. Why hasn't there been a quicker transformation to S4, and how can smartShift and Basis help?
So I think that the challenge here is that the ERP software is so central to companies' operations that it's not as easy to kind of replace or transform as maybe other software that exists within the business. The larger enterprises that have this software rolled out across many of their processes, many of their business units, many countries, it's not an easy or short undertaking. And it's not a simple upgrade. The software has changed, the database has changed, the business processes that they may need to execute, some of the functionality around that has changed. So there is a huge amount to plan and prepare for in getting ready for that. Many customers need to find the budget to do that. They need to decide how they're going to do that. And obviously any ways in which the business case can be improved by employing targeted automation and any ways in which it can be de-risked are obviously going to make that business case easier to sell within the company.
Arndt, what's your take on why this transformation has been slow?
Well, as David stated, there's multiple reasons why the adoption is pretty slow. In a nutshell, these S/4HANA transformation projects, they are pretty complex. And as David also stated, it's often hard to find a business case for that. And on top, these S/4HANA transformation projects impose another load on the business teams and also the technical teams. And why are these projects complex? Because they have so many facets you have to consider, right? You need to look at basis questions, strategy questions, and actually Basis Technologies and smartShift, we are addressing two of the major challenges of these transformation programs, and that is the custom code transformation and the problem or the challenge of the so-called dual maintenance. Custom code transformation, many of these SAP systems have been highly customized over the past couple of years, and this custom code has to be adopted for the new S/4HANA standards. And there is a lot of technical depth in this code, which also should be addressed during these projects. Dual maintenance is the second key challenge. Once you start with your S/4HANA transformation and you set up your new system landscape, everything which happens in your ongoing business on the ECC landscape has to be retrofitted to S4. And we are talking sometimes about thousands and thousands of transports which still go into ECC, which have to be retrofitted or brought over to the S4HANA systems. And both Basis Technologies as also smartShift, our core focus is utilizing intelligent automation actually to accelerate and de-risk these two key challenges during S/4HANA transformation.
You know, it's great that we have you both here because you've encountered situations where customers have a need for both Basis and smartShift. So David, tell us about one of those projects and how your two companies work together.
Sure. So actually, before I joined Basis, I was in an S4 program leadership role at Procter & Gamble. And so I was the customer. And I brought both the Basis Technologies solution and smartShift into that program at P&G. They had a very complex environment, 10 regional supply chain systems that they were looking to transform to S4. And they also had, as Arndt was mentioning, a massive amount of ongoing change that was necessary to keep the business continuing to operate during this multi-year transformation. So automation was instrumental here to the business case of getting that program started. By integrating the offerings from the Basis Technologies Active Control solution that helps manage the ongoing change, both within the ECC environment and in the S4 landscape as that's being built out, together with the automation that Arndt can talk about in terms of the custom code refactoring, it really enabled one of the big challenge areas for Procter & Gamble to be eliminated, to be largely automated, and for them to be able to focus on the other aspects of the S4 transformation itself. So the capabilities there of being able to synchronize and keep those various landscapes lined up during the transformation was key. Arndt, do you want to go a little bit deeper on the smartShift side of that program?
Absolutely. Well, we are talking here about the supply chain system landscape of Procter & Gamble. And as you can imagine, supply chain for Procter & Gamble means a lot, right? Just a single hour of outage of these systems impose a massive risk on the organization. And so with this obsolescence of ECC in 2027, it was a top priority for Procter & Gamble to move to S4HANA, but doing that in a very risk-averse, fast process, right? And so, thanks to David, we got into this program. And actually, the first step was custom code, right? So this system was 120,000 custom objects, so a huge number, from which 60% were used. So our first step was to help Procter & Gamble to get rid of a huge amount of custom code in the system. And then for the remaining code, actually, we did the custom code transformation. Custom code transformation, again, means a lot here. We utilized our intelligent automation platform to address 1.3 million issues in the system related to required HANA and S4HANA changes, but also looking at into quality, performance, security, and standardization. Right. So the actual code transformation itself was pretty massive. And then, as David also said, dual maintenance or keeping these ECC landscapes to S4 in sync was also a major endeavor. We are talking of up to 2,000 transports per month, which still go into an ECC environment and which have to be retrofitted into S4. So pretty many requirements on intelligent automation solutions to actually accelerate and de-risk the whole program.
So Arndt, bottom line, how would you describe the advantage of putting smartShift and Basis together? What is the upside and the value to the customer?
Well, maybe we let the customer talk here, right? We did a little, obviously, utilizing this project also for doing some case studies and marketing afterwards. And one of their program leaders actually stated that Procter & Gamble did not have to stop a single project during this S4HANA transformation due to the automation which Basis Technologies and smartShift brought into the program. And you have to consider that, right? we are talking about S/4HANA, a project which with not a great business case. And if you tell your business now on top, you can't get any parallel projects to this program, they even hate you more, right? Because of that. And smartShift actually and Basis Technology, we enabled a continuous business agility in the system. And then on a more technical operational level, this whole process of dual maintenance was perfectly orchestrated by the Basis Technology tools and highly automated by smartShift, so that there was also less impact on the internal teams of Procter & Gamble, less issues in testing and stuff like that.
So, Arndt, I know that you travel the world meeting with a lot of customers, especially those planning to move to S/4HANA. In fact, you have researched this topic as it relates to custom code, and you presented that. So tell us about that.
Yeah, we have done some nice research together with ASOC, and we are doing a new one, I think, coming up in March. And we actually asked customers around the world about custom code and custom code challenges. And we learned a lot about what are the problems with custom code, right? Why a lot of customers have a biased feeling about custom code and all the risk and challenges a custom code brings to them. But we also learned a lot why customers need custom code, right? There's good reasons for having certain customizations in the system because the SAP standard does not actually cover certain industry specifics, or many customers told us they need custom code to innovate and to differentiate their business. And then last but not least, what we also learned, customers are really unhappy with the traditional approach a lot of system integrators, but also SAP itself approaches this topic, right? They are using always these old recipes of throwing people at the problem, which has a major impact on quality in the programs, timelines, and so on and so forth. And we learned a lot that customers are really asking for true automation to actually make these projects much smoother, faster, and with less risk.
So how does somebody begin that journey with smartShift once they decide they need that?
As I said, customers actually don't want this traditional way of addressing custom code. And we have a pretty low invasive way of starting the journey. So traditionally, we do a quick analysis of the system. We look at number of objects in the system, how many of them are used, what is the change impact to going to S4, but also showcasing things like what are the potential for making the code more secure, more performant, and also looking at what is the requirement for dual maintenance in the project, right? That is this question of dual maintenance. I had many discussions with customers where it was completely left out of the project plan. And after the project had started, the project team was wondering, how do I manage that now, right? And through this analysis, we can properly plan out also this dual maintenance work stream and plan for the right automation to be integrated into the landscapes.
It's true. Sometimes you don't know what's going to come up till you're actually right in the middle of it, and it might be too late. But I have the same question for you. What's the starting point, David, for customers who want to work with Basis?
So customers come to us at very different points, and they may have different goals or different pains or challenges today. They may be embarking upon an S4 transformation, like we've been focusing on here. They may be looking to increase the level of automation that they have within the development lifecycle. They may be looking to become more agile and faster at deploying change, or they may be looking to improve their governance or compliance. It can be for any or all of those reasons. No customer is the same. We can add value to the customer regardless of where they are on the journey. They may not have started the S4 transformation yet, or they may have completed it. There is always going to be ongoing change within an SAP environment or landscape. There will always be vendor-driven change, more upgrades, more enhancement packs, support packs, OSS notes to deploy, and there will always be business-driven change, and managing that more easily, more smoothly, is obviously a goal of many customers. We tend to find that our solutions are rolled out across the entire SAP estate of a customer, driving a level of standardization and kind of velocity for their releases. And we also want to help customers kind of break down the SAP silo. We want to be able to bring their SAP change processes in line with their enterprise tool chain, as well as being able to orchestrate change between their SAP and their non-SAP environments.
So, David, based on what you described earlier about the market and the work that you've done together with smartShift, what other opportunities do you see to help customers down the road? Do you see more work with smartShift?
Yeah, I think Arndt alluded to this earlier, that the S4 transformation is one step on a journey. I think as customers continue to kind of run on S4, they will also be looking to maybe transition towards a clean core. They may be looking to change the way they are implementing some of their custom solutions, or even trying to eliminate some of their custom solutions. And that's not a one-time big bang process. That's something that's going to take them time to decide where to start and how to approach that. And I think there's an ongoing opportunity for both Basis and smartShift to assist those large and more complex SAP customers.
Arndt, do you agree?
I absolutely agree. I think change, if something is imminent, change is imminent in SAP systems, right? And so, as David stated, there is, on the one hand, there is hundreds and thousands of customers which are not yet on S4, right? So there will be a lot of projects coming up here. We don't see the peak there at all. And the second area, which David was mentioning, is the clean core concept, right? The concept of being a cloud-ready ERP, which is also a major requirement on custom code. And sometimes in marketing slides, also from Waldorf, you think you just during an S4 project, you just could reach this state of a clean core SAP system. That is really something which we don't think is going to happen. Maybe 1% out of 100 of our customers will achieve that. All others first need to get S4, and then there will be a repetitive, continuous work stream of further cleaning up the system to getting to a clean core. And that is exactly the change which Basis Technologies and smartShift will continue to automate and to provide a different approach to these labor-heavy approaches which you usually get from a system integrator.
So as we wrap up, Arndt, what is it you'd like people to remember about this conversation? What's the bottom line?
Well, I think I focused already a little on this point, right? When you are actually embarking on your journey to S/4HANA or any other SAP transformation project, I really have one advice: listen carefully on how your internal teams, but also your system integrator or SAP themselves, how are these partners or internal teams proposing to address certain problems, and also try to really understand the offers you get, right? So, for example, for the custom code and the dual maintenance, is this all manual? Do I get any guarantees on quality and timelines? Do I really get a real option also to focus on performance topics, security topics, to really modernize your assets and stuff like that? Or do I really get always this old recipe of sending buses of people on-site or offshore to address these problems? really question that, compare it to real automation solutions like Basis Technologies and smartShift in the market, and try to get the best solution with the less risk for your problem.
And David, what would you like to leave our audience with? What should they remember?
So I think every customer is different and every journey is different. I think the takeaway is come talk to us, both Basis and smartShift, to see how we can help you based on the stage that you're at on your journey. Don't fall into the trap, like Arndt mentioned, of kind of getting into the project only to start thinking about automation or the challenge of dual maintenance. At that stage, it is too late. But yeah, find out more, read more, look at both of our websites. There's a lot of great case studies on there that I think will resonate, and reach out to us. I know Arndt and I are both happy to talk to customers and spend a lot of our time doing so.
Well, it's been great talking to you both today. David and Arndt, thank you for shedding light on the services and solutions that you provide together in a very complicated and changing landscape. Great discussion. See you next time on the Sandbox Video Podcast.
The Sandbox Video Podcast was brought to you by smartShift, the global leader in intelligent automation for SAP transformations.